Coming at you 40 feet 2 inches in length with a dry weight of 10,378 pounds. 2021 Forest River Impression model 320FL. FL of course for front living. More of an entry-level base model fifth wheel. So if you're on the fence about going between a travel trailer or a fifth wheel, and you know that going up to a fifth wheel sometimes can run you $60,000-$70,000 just depending on which way you go, this one here may be the one to consider. What's going on, everyone? I'm Andrew with Camper Kingdom, and today we're going to be taking a look at this brand new unit that just showed up that really has me kind of interested. More of a mid-grade entry-level fifth wheel, but with still quite a lot of nice qualities such as solar, heated holding tanks, 2 air conditioning units. I mean, guys, if you're looking to get into a fifth wheel and you don't want to break the bank with an Alpine or something like a Montana or, you know, some of its bigger profile units, this one may be the one to consider. I'm going to start on the outside, then work my way in, but going over just some of the weights, the specs, and different dimensions of the actual unit. So leave me a comment down below. I feed off of you guys' comment on what you actually want to see more of or even less of. So hit that subscribe button down below and let's get started. So here on the front of the unit, you're going to have a one-piece molded fiberglass fully painted front cap with an automotive grade front windshield, allowing that much more natural light to actually pass through. Gel coat finish, unlike some of its competitors that utilize a clear coat automotive grade protected on the outside. GVWR, gross vehicle weight rating of 14,535 pounds with a hitch weight on this unit of 2,535 pounds. So definitely check the actual towing capacity of your vehicle before purchasing this. And I guess no better time than the present to point out the Camp Anywhere package that this unit is actually coming with. 50 amp solar panel on the roof with a 30 amp charger actually inside the storage compartment, and I will actually get down there and show you guys where that's at, but I figured there's no better time than the present to point that out. This coach is going to come with a 4-point fully automatic all electric leveling system. There is a little bit of manual labor involved. You have to pull the plunger out, dropping the legs down before hitting the auto level button, but it is fully automatic. Laminated sidewalls, slides, even the rear wall of the unit is fully laminated. And the sun's going down, but I hope you guys can see the hardware which is pre-installed from the factory for the slide toppers on all the sides of the unit. Fully laminated slides once again. 6-gallon gas and electric hot water heater, and check out the pass-through storage underneath the front living on this unit. Bottle opener for all the adult beverages, and this controller here is the 30 amp controller for the 50 amp solar panel that's on the roof. And again, this is only a Trinco charge over to the house battery to control any of the 12 volt. So none of the 110 on the coach will work from the solar. All electric 20-foot awning, and check out the white lights underneath the awning compared to some of the other units that have blues. I prefer the white lights over the blue any day of the week. Also check out the graphics package, how they mixed in the whites and the grays and the blacks, even a little bit of blue. Step above on the entry steps, and I got the steps up like this to show you that one, they do in fact lift up and in, but really to show you how easy these things adjust. Just by simply pressing of a button, that leveling level will in fact go down, versus the ones where you got the pins and you have to find both sides, and it's just made out to be a headache. Coach is going to have the bigger grab handle, but let's talk about the tires on the unit. Goodyear Endurance tires, ST235 R16 load range E, and there is another shot of the rear leveling system, which is part of the 4-point electric. And those are adjustable, just really depending on the truck that's pulling them, so you can raise or lower these if they're sitting too low. And while we're down here, let's go ahead and talk about the underbelly of the unit. If you've ever had to work on one of these units in the past, you will appreciate these 4x8 individual panels, so you can drop down one section at a time. The rear of the unit is one fully laminated rear wall, 3/8 decking on the roof, fully walkable roof, and you can get there by means of the rear ladder with a load capacity of only 250 pounds. So definitely watch the weight limit on that. 2-inch receiver on the bottom, and no, this is not for pulling a trailer. Low capacity of 300 pounds, maybe to add an additional bike rack or luggage rack here on the rear. Decent amount of storage for this unit to be a mid-size unit. Storage on the back, storage on the front, and they've also provided a pipe for all of your sewer lines to keep all the down and dirty nicely collected right here in the rear of the unit. So here on the actual driver's side of the unit, where all the bulk of the slides are going to be at, 3 of the 4 slides on this side here, and I pointed out on the other side, all the hardware for all the slide toppers is already pre-installed from the factory. Both the propane bottles located on one side, that way you're not bouncing back and forth between sides to change those bottles out. Water management system, so all the water lines are going to come up through the actual floor of the coach here, connecting to the city water connection or your fresh water connection if you decide to use the holding tanks of the unit. Outdoor shower with hot and cold water, and tucked up at the top there is the black tank flush. All the leveling controls for the outside, you can have 2. Your outside leveling controls for the automatic leveling system are tucked away inside there, but I'm more of a line of sight kind of guy. I like to be in line of sight of the Kingpin when operating the unit, so I wish they would have relocated those controls out here on the back. 50 amp coach with power connections right here by the tire. Coach comes with about a 25-foot power cord, 2 different sewer connections. You're gonna have one behind the tire, and then again up there. Back here in the back, you're gonna have the gray and the black, because it is a front living, so the bathroom's back here in the back. Pull handle nicely located there, so you're not really reaching too far under to get it. And up in the front, the second one, the gray handle, not too far back tucked away, but you do in fact have 2, so you need a total of 3 different lines if you're going to connect them all together. We're going to go ahead and hit inside. So let's say maybe you're a construction worker, you're on the road, or if you're just moving from job to job, just maybe you're wanting to have a place to keep around the grandkids, and you don't want to just really go over the budget. This one, guys, I'm telling you, it's so far it's checking all the different boxes as far as a coach that is affordable, dependable, and the quality is still really decent. Front living floor plan, 4 total slides, and you've got 2 opposing slides in the front living area of the unit here, and both of these sofas will let out to sleepers, and I'll show you later at the end of the video what that looks like so you have an idea. Thomas Payne collection on all the furniture, and these 2 here are going to be recliners. But let's talk about the ceiling height. I'm a taller guy, and it's hard to get an idea but from pictures on how much ceiling height you're actually going to have on a unit like this. Up here in the front, you notice where the roof starts to slowly cant down. At the lights, you're at 5'11". At the first piece of trim here, you're at 6'1", and at the second piece of trim back here closer to the back of the unit, you're going to get upwards of 6'3". Blackout shades all the way throughout the coach, and for it to be a mid-level coach, I like how they've added the valance, keeping the sunlight from actually coming through on the side. Here on the front of the unit, you're going to have the entertainment portion of the coach, but I just want to start off by pointing out the automotive windshield, how recessed it is back in there, and it just allows that much more natural light to come in. And speaking of setting the mood, they've placed LED light strips behind the trim piece there. That way you can just maybe turn those on at nighttime if you have grandkids or maybe a second couple sleeping in the front living of the unit. You don't have to turn on all the lights just so they can see. 50-inch LED TV, raises and lowers. I just have it raised up just a little bit just to show you guys, have a general idea what to expect. Furrion soundbar, Furrion TV, Furrion all-electric fireplace. But if you don't camp in the winter, there are some really cool LED lights that look like a flame in the back of that, and the glass rock can even be turned to a different color as well. So really cool. You got 2 different cabinets on both sides, and they've added a glass accent on just about all the cabinets throughout the whole entire unit. So most of the front livings that I review on this channel normally have 5, sometimes 6 slides, and in the kitchen there is always 2 slides, one just for the booth. This unit here, since you don't have the slide, what they've done is they've moved from the entry door the steps on the opposite side. This allows them to bring over all the kitchen area, all the prep space. So check it out, a decent amount of prep space. So if you're more extended stays, I'm not going to say full time, but extended stays longer than a day or 2, you have a decent amount of prep space in your kitchen. So these are not solid surface countertops, these are the pressed membranes, so no edges, so any of the formica can swell. Stainless steel drop-in sink with a residential type faucet, and you even have the drying rack here for all of your pots and pans. Blackout shades again with one massive window. I got it closed at the moment because sometimes the sunlight just really doesn't help me out too much when you're trying to video, and definitely a slow rise shade. That will eventually go all the way up. But anyways, can we go around to the coffee prep station? Decent amount of room to maybe put an additional crock pot, Keurig, and so forth, and check out all the cabinets you're gonna have. Just about floor to ceiling, they have added a glass, kind of a glass accent, more of a plexiglass onto the cabinets, just adding to the decor of the coach. Decent amount of counter space though, still. More over here, and just another view of the breakfast kind of island there, slash prep space. Inside the actual slide here, you're gonna have the refrigerator, all electric, 11 cubic foot. So not your standard 8 cubic foot gas or electric one. This one does work off the inverter that's built into the unit. And again, with it having the Camp Anywhere package, this will stay operational from a trickle charge from the solar on the roof to the battery to your refrigerator. Decent sized Furrion oven, and they've even added the matching pull-out drawer on the bottom for all of your pots and pans. Quick shot of the 3-eye burner there. Furrion again has been carried over just about all throughout the coach with any appliances and the televisions and so forth. Hood vent there, and again a Furrion microwave. Black glass accent on the counter. Check out the pantry. The manufacturer calls this a floor to ceiling pantry, but it's only, in my opinion, going up to the slide. But anyway, so decent amount of actual space inside the unit for all of your goods. Even have provided a cool little basket there. Chalkboard paint, so you can get the kids involved. Cool way to make your grocery list, or just make down a list of chores or things you have to do to get your day started. So the slide operations on this unit, you're gonna have 3 different locations. This switch here is for the 2 opposing slides in the front area. So one for the left, one for the right. But the other controls for the unit are going to be located next to the entry door. So from the top to the bottom, you're going to have controls to level the unit from inside of the coach. So if you wake up and you notice your coach maybe is leaning from a heavy rain overnight, go ahead and auto level from the inside. One 15K and then one 13.5 on the air conditioning units, and these are on a racetrack system. So if you have the coach air on in the front, it will blow into the back. All the tank monitoring stations, battery operations, tank heater, so you do have 12-volt tank heaters, water heater, more light switches. Awning operations also right here next to the entry door, which is good. I like to be in the line of sight of it. And the side, this side operation is for this unit here. So heading into the back of the unit, you're gonna have the bath on the right with a bedroom in the rear, where you are met with a 60 by 80 queen size bed. And while we're on the subject of storage, let me just go ahead and point out all the additional storage at the head of the bed. So you've got a pretty cool cutout on the bottom of both of the nightstands, so maybe you can tuck some, I don't know, a phone or maybe some jewelry inside there, a wallet, keys. But closet hanging space, more cabinets above with a glass accent. There's mirrors on the other closets. And check out the 5-foot closet slide. And guys, they felt sorry for you. They know the wife's taking up all the storage space and they wanted to give back to you guys, so they created you just this one bin for all of your socks, your shirts, your pants, your shoes, everything's got to fit right in there. Because we know the wife is going to be taking up all of this. 5-foot closet slide with a hanging rod all the way throughout. Maybe you can get her an additional kind of organizer to hang on that rod. But at the foot of the bed also, you're going to have either additional closet with shelving, which is removable, or you can replace this with a stackable washer and dryer. You do have the hanging rod up there as well. Since we're at the foot of the bed, we'll go ahead and discuss the TV connection. So TV backer sticker located here, so there's actually 2x6 inside the wall for you to mount your television. All of your TV connections and power connections up at the top. Here in the bathroom on the unit, I just want to go ahead and point out the ceiling height. Close to 8 feet of ceiling height while you are inside the shower. Plastic material for a shower curtain, so once you're done showering, I would recommend opening this back up to allow it to dry. This is fully retractable, so if it's wet and you have it retracted back like that, possibility of mold growth, and you definitely don't want that. 2-piece shower, plastic is the material, and just once again to show you that I wasn't joking, there's just tons of room, tons of elbow room. So more of a 32 by actual dimensions wise, 32 by 28, and a decent amount of leg room when you're sitting on the porcelain foot flush toilet. Vanity is a pressed membrane countertop with a plastic sink, plastic faucet. GFI breaker, and you do have a powered fan control switch here. But the downside is, even though it's powered here, you have to get up there, which is about 8.5 feet, and crank that little bitty knob right there. Medicine cabinet with a shelf, so that way you can keep all your stuff nicely organized. So now that I'm towards the end of the video, I've gone ahead and let out both of the sleeper sofas to show you guys how much sleeping room you're gonna have, plus walk around room. And are you gonna be able to let out one of the recliners if you have guests up in the front? So size, you're looking at a 68 by 56. So maybe a full small queen size bed there. So sleeping room for 6 people, and you got about 8 inches of walk around room between. Even though the construction of the unit is a 96-inch main body construction, you still have a decent amount of room. The downside is going to be when it comes to actually coming up and kicking your feet out. So if you've got this sofa let out, you're not going to have room to recline, but you can still sleep 2 over here, close that one up, and still have both of your recliners. Once again, guys, thanks again for sticking around this long in the video. I know sometimes I can be a little bit long-winded. Leave me a comment down below telling me what you want to see more of or even less of. I promise you, it doesn't hurt my feelings if the comments are negative. It only gives me something to build on, to feed off of. I don't know what I'm doing good, I don't know what I'm doing bad unless you guys tell me. If you want to see the pricing and availability of this unit, I'll leave a link into the description so you guys can scroll down there, click that just to see what we have available on our website. Coronavirus has taken toll on things. It's caused a shortage of different parts, so builds have slowed down as they come in. So leave a comment, like, subscribe, come see us.